you're married.
Yep.
You're a married woman. How long have you been married for?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Going on 3 years, yeah.
Now, your husband, is he in the industry or not in the industry?
He, a little bit. He's starting a, what is it, babe? Record, no, entertainment company.
Entertainment company?
A record label.
Record label?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
So, kind of in the industry.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Uh-huh.
Now, how did you guys meet?
Okay, so this is how we met. Everybody want to know this question. People can watch this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then go watch this. Since y'all keep asking me, I'm tired of telling the same stories. So, I met him through a promoter. I was partying, like I was on, like somebody broke my heart and I straight on party girl power shit, right? So one day I was talking to this promoter and just so he can put me into the club. So he brought my husband over and his brother. 3 tall ass dudes, okay? But at the time I was on woman power. I did not want to be any guy. So I guess we exchanged number. He said I was mean and I never called him. That was that. Then I went on a date and I lost my phone. Right. And at the time, I met a stripper named Remy, right? She was working at Stadium. So she was like, hey, hang out, you should be a stripper, you bad. And I was like, no, she got ass shots. I'm going to find a plug, right? So I started hanging out with her so I could find an ass shot plug. And she trying to pull me into being a stripper. That was the devil pulling me down, right? So one day I lost my phone after I went on a date. I think that I still to this day I think that motherfucker might have stole my phone because there ain't no reason my phone ain't in the seat, right? So, so I went to call her to go pick her up and give her a ride. And I was like, hi, can I speak to Remy? I went back to this old cricket phone, right? That joint was slow as shit. Okay, so I had my old phone. So I guess his number was in the old phone. So I was like, hey, can I speak to Remy? And he was like, this is him. I was like, no, I'm looking for a girl. He's like, well, I'm a guy. So I was like, I got the wrong number. I hung up. He knew exactly who I was, right? I didn't know who he was. But he started texting me. He was like, let's exchange pictures, maybe remember each other. I had this broke-ass phone that was trying to send no pictures. But that was God pulling me out. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going down the devil road about to be this stripper with this girl named Remy. Here comes, I called this wrong number. And this guy, Remy, pulls up, calls me. And what drew me to him was I was on a mission for a dreadhead. Like a tall dreadhead. And here he was, and he wasn't like no other. Like other guys, they'd be like, hey, you trying to smoke? You trying to chill? You know what that means. He was more like, hey, what you like to do for fun? Where would you like me to take you? Do you like bowling? Do you like this? Do you like that? So he was very interested. And then we had sex the first day, and that shit was bomb. So I called him the next day, like, hey, what are you doing? I took off of work. Been together ever since, and I never became a stripper. And my father baptized him, and now we are married with a beautiful daughter and our 2 sons.
So, would you say it's love at first sight?
It was love first.
Love at first, okay. Now, let me ask you this magical question. How did your family take on to him?
Oh, he was all right because he ain't dark skinned, he light skinned. So like, oh, he black, but he no black, he yellow black. He little black. So like, my son father is very dark because I was going through stuff, you know. I don't blame it now on them as I'm older. I learned to understand my parents. But when I was little, I didn't understand why they didn't accept him. And I found the blackest one to bring home. So my son father, he real black. He black. Like his nickname is dark. So you know you black shit if your nickname is dark, black, or night. So well, it was easier for them to adjust to him. Because, you know, he ain't like, you know how Asian people are.
I see. I got you.
But I understand them now that I'm older. You know, whenever I was young, they were like, oh, don't hang out with the blacks. And I used to be like, why are you so racist, da-da-da. But if you see it on their point of view, they're old. They're coming from another country. Where we moved to, you know, when you see the black guys hanging on the block, selling drugs, shooting each other, you know, that's all their vision is. They don't see the good side of the black people. They haven't got to know them. They're stuck in their circle. So, of course, they're not going to want their kids to be around that because that's what their vision that they actually get to see of the black men, you know. So, as I got older, I learned to understand that. But I had to explain to them, you know, there are good people in every color. There's good people and bad people. And whether you're Asian, black, or white, it comes, good people and bad people come in every color.
So, this is your first marriage?
Yeah.
Okay. But, okay, now, how many kids do you have at the moment?
I have a son. He has a son. Then we have a daughter together.
I see. Okay. Now, the interracial marriage, has that ever been a problem in public? Have you ever seen stereotyping or profiling
no,
or
because
slurs or anything like that?
Where we're from is mixed. People date any race.
And in Atlanta, no problem so far?
No, because I see You know what? There's a lot of Asian girls down here that date black boys. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of me down here.
Now, how long were you guys dating before you guys actually got married?
About 3-4 years.
3-4 years, then you get married?
We had a daughter and then got married.
Oh, had a daughter, then got married. Now, how did the proposal happen?
It was nothing. It was we already knew.
Oh,
we already have a
okay.
daughter. Like, we're getting married. Like, what, you want another baby mama? Because I don't want another baby daddy. So you going to marry me, right? Because we got this baby.
So was
Because you don't want me as a baby mother. You already know that, right? It's like, you ain't got no choice. All right, so come on, let's go buy this ring.
So the baby came first, then the marriage came.
Yeah.
I see. Now, what about as far as like a wedding? Was there a big wedding?
Yeah, we had a wedding. We were about to go to Vegas and make a wedding, do a wedding. And then my mother wait last minute and be like, oh, you have family, why you not do wedding here? And so she's like, I help you give you money, which she didn't, okay? I helped you give you money. So I had 90 days, got my tax return. I had 90 days planning my wedding. And we had about 130 people. So we had a pretty nice wedding. That was a legit,
Were all your employees invited?
Yes, all the Asian people. Yes, Asian people. You know, growing up, I was like kind of running. You know, as a teenager, you run away from your race. You get embarrassed about your culture. So I always said, no, I don't want this Asian wedding. And as I grew up, I got smart, and I'm like, I want an Asian wedding. These motherfuckers give you money. You know what I'm saying? Like, Asian people come to the wedding with $100 a person. You know. So that helped pay for the wedding.
Now, in today's culture in America, 2016, you don't see too many people get married like you used to these days.
No, people are scared to get married.
Were you scared or no?
No. I always been a relationship person. My parents been married my mom is since she was 16. She's now 72. So they've been
still married?
Yeah, my dad just died. He passed right before our daughter was born. Got take one and give one.
So how long were they married for, I guess?
Over 50 years.
Over 50.
Yeah. So marriage has always been in my family. Marriage wasn't in his family. He'd never been to a wedding. Our wedding was the first wedding he experienced. But my husband's not like a lot of people. He's not. He's very family oriented and really open to different things. Like when I met him, he wasn't religious. You know, I'm coming from a pastor's family. So he was very open. He was baptized by my father. So he's very positive. He's very rare to find. Very rare. Like I was looking for, dreadhead type, tall dreadhead. They weren't always there. You know, they didn't have no car, they didn't have no job, they had no ambition, they didn't have no goals. But one thing about my husband, he was never lazy. You know, so I never gave up on him. No matter how hard things got, he was still not giving up on himself. So if you don't give on yourself, I'm not gonna give up on you. But as far as marriage, like people nowadays, like men are more concerned about the next woman. If I settle down with this woman, am I gonna lose out on the next? You know, women are more like, I don't need men to control me, or I'm okay. I'm okay with this. It's not him, it's me. Women always hit me with it. Oh, it's not him, it's me. I'm the one that's not ready. Nah, bitch. Every girl wants to get married at some point in their life. You're making excuses for him, you know. I believe in marriage because it's like, let's see, live in an apartment, right? You're renting. Do you want to rent that forever, or do you want to own your own house one day? You know what I'm saying? Marriage is like dating. When you're dating, you're just renting that person. You're never going to own that house. There's no value in it. You can date somebody for 13 years, right? But if I tell you I've been married for 5 years, my marriage of 5 years will always mean more than you're dating for 13 years. It's a commitment thing. It's a value. So it's more people who have value will understand the meaning of marriage.
So marriage is something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, all my sisters and brothers are married. I was scared that I wasn't going to get married. And they wouldn't be worried about me because I was dating, jumping around and stuff like that.
Now, you had one child before the marriage. He had a child before the marriage, and then you have a child together. Yeah. Was that hard to integrate everybody and get everybody on the same accord, or has it been a pretty organic experience?
Well, let's put it this way. My son-father is very reasonable. I'm a reasonable baby mother. You know, I'm not petty. I think it's in the characteristic of a person if it's going to be easy or not easy. Now, my son-father, they're not doing good as I am in life. So I don't have him on child support. As long as you see your son, you get your son whenever you would like. You know what I'm saying? He's in his life. And so as long as you do that, I don't ask you for nothing. You know, I don't bother you. Not for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have my own husband, you have your own wife. Now this baby mother, on the other hand, there's something wrong with that bitch. I hate her. That's why I cannot stand that bitch. I'm telling you right now. There's something wrong with her. She's crazy. She got child support. She don't let him see his son. She get mad. She changed her number. Disappear for months. Come back around Christmas. Disappear again. Don't buy him nothing. Got my stepson looking raggedy as hell. And cannot appreciate me. And that's what I get mad at. You know what I'm saying? I don't ask you for nothing. You want the child support? Okay. You want just full time? You want full? Okay. Do whatever you want. You're the mother. I'm going to respect you as a mother. But me as a stepmom, I'm doing stuff for your son. And she has another son by somebody else. I'm doing stuff for both of your kids. Or my husband is willing to. He has a good heart. He's taken in her other son that she had by another man because he doesn't have a father figure. So as my husband as a man, he didn't know his father, or he's not sure. That's a whole nother story. But he took him in, and his mother took him in and take care of him. And she doesn't appreciate it. Never has she opened her mouth and said thank you. That's all I ask for is a word thank you and appreciation. No, she never has. She's mean. Like, she's pure evil. And she's driving me crazy because she posts this Facebook stuff about God this and God that and God this. Bitch, you're the devil. You are the walking devil. You can never say thank you. Like, I hate her because of that shit. Like, he's 8, about to be 9. She's been dragging it out forever. Right now, we haven't seen him for a while. And it's hard for us because she lives so far away, and to go through the whole court stuff with her, it's just such a headache that we're at a point where we're just gonna wait till he's a teenager and he find us. He's gonna find us. He gonna see us somewhere. He gonna get an Instagram. He gonna find us. He gonna call us, and when he give us that call, we're gonna fly him in, because you get tired of fighting. And I'm exhausted with her. There's no, I don't know what's wrong with her brain. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with her brain.
Now you're 3 years in a marriage. Somebody watching this, thinking about getting married themselves or just about to get married themselves, what are maybe some do's and don'ts in a marriage?
Oh, it's not easy. Like, every other day we be like, fuck you, back down, I'll be with you. No, we fight. Like, every relationship is going to have a different problem. You may have a financial problem. You may have a communication problem. You may have a sex problem. There's going to be problems. But you have to understand, you got to work through that marriage. It's a marriage. It's not a relationship. You can't just get up and walk away. You know, there's papers, there's feelings. But don't get married if you don't see the long term in it. If you can see a divorce in your relationship, there's no point of you taking a step to get married. You're just wasting the other person's time and feeling and heart and any of that. So it's not going to be easy. But don't give up until you have tried every option. That's one thing I say about marriage. And it's a whole lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Would you want to die with that person? You know what I'm saying? You want to get old and die with that person. You don't want to get old and date. Have you seen old people dating? Like, I'm happy for them, but it's just like, it's awkward because I can't share with you my life when I was in my 20s. You know, when I'm 50 and 60 dating, I can't look back and be like, oh, babe, remember when we was in our 20s and 30s? You can't share that connection because they already lived that life with somebody else. But if you grow old with somebody, you get to share all the experiences y'all been through, and you just die together. I don't know.